Welcome back to Dolphins United, the platform for Dolphins. You heard me. All right, we back in here with another video. We're doing a recap of practices 12, I believe, and 13. Joint practices versus Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay's field. Tua balled out. Tua looked the part, especially on Thursday. Tua looked the part. Now, this is all I wanted. I just wanted the Dolphins to go in there and not embarrass themselves and not embarrass us. That's all I wanted. We knew this team had just came off a Super Bowl 2 years ago. We knew they were back in the playoffs. We knew they smacked us around 45-17. They killed us. They're way better than us. We knew that last year. I just wanted to go into practice and not look like we didn't belong. We did better than that. Not only did we show that we belong, we showed that we were right up there with them. All right, and I'm not talking about quarterback for quarterback because we already know Tom Brady is the GOAT. All right, he's the GOAT. Now, is Tom Brady the same player he was 20 years ago? No, he's not either. Okay, he's just not. Let's not do that. He's 45. He's 45. Okay, so he's old and he's on his way out. He knows he doesn't have much left, although he can still throw the football. He doesn't have much left. And let's talk about it. On Wednesday, Tom Brady was a little off. He was a little off, all right? Now, we're not supposed to be talking about their team as much as we're talking about our team, but he was off. He was throwing hissy fits, and he was inaccurate short. He was being flustered by our defense. He was a little off, which brings me to our defense. Let's talk about it. Our defense played well on Wednesday. They couldn't do nothing against us on the run. They didn't do much outside of one-on-ones. They torched us one-on-ones, but when they got the teams, 11 on 11, 7 on 7, they couldn't do too much. Yes, Julio ate on whoever, but he was pretty much the only one eating when it came to 11 on 11, and they were dinking and dunking, except towards the end of practice where they did like a little hurry-up offense versus our defense going down the field, and Igbenogany had he just had an error. I don't understand what happened. You could see it clearly on TD's video that the man just lost his guy. Like, the guy caught the ball and he lost him. I don't know. Anyway, Igbenogany, he I'm not going to say he's off the team or nothing like that, but he's on thin ice, bro. He's on thin ice. We did everything we were supposed to do. We flustered Brady. That's what you want to see. You want to fluster Brady. Brady, the only reason he's a GOAT and he's a beast is because he gets rid of the ball fast, and he always has great offensive lines, if nothing else. Like, he doesn't need great wide receivers and top-notch guys. Of course, that's great, to have, but he didn't need that. He was going to Super Bowls without that. He was winning Super Bowls with the likes of Troy Brown. All right, so he didn't need otherworldly. Matter of fact, the one time he had the otherworldly wide receiver, Randy Moss, he didn't even win that Super Bowl. So he didn't necessarily need those guys early in his career. But one thing that you could do to Tom Brady is if you flustered him, he looked normal. And that's what the Giants did to win those 2 Super Bowls. And that's what we did on Wednesday. We flustered Tom Brady. We got pressure on him. He looked normal. We do that against other quarterbacks, we're going to fare well. Now, of course, the running quarterbacks, that's a different story. All right? Tom Brady's not a runner, so it's easier to come at him and to give that pressure because he has no threat with his legs to leave the pocket. Now, when it comes to those other guys, we ain't figured that out yet. Hopefully we do. We did really good on defense on Wednesday. On offense on Wednesday, we ran sparingly. It was 3 yards. It was 3 yards. It was 4 yards. It was negative 3 yards. It was negative 2 yards. It was negative 1 yard. It was no gain, no gain, no gain. 1 yard, 1 yard. You get the drift. We were barely getting anything, but they are a great defensive front. One of the best in the league. We wasn't going to be able to run the football against them. In a regular game or in practice, it was going to be tough. All right? It's just going to be tough. Their pass defense, also one of the best in the league. We were able to do what we needed to do. Short. They backed up 10 yards on Wednesday. They said, we're going to give you everything underneath because they're not letting these two dudes beat us on the, over the top. And that's what they gave us. And guess what Tua took? What they gave us. And that's exactly what you want. You want Tua not to force the ball into a coverage for no reason, causing interceptions. Take what they give you. If they're going to give you the intermediate, take it. If they're going to give you the short, take it. We had a whole bunch of short passes that went for 5, 6 yards. If that's what they're going to give you, take it. And occasionally hit them in the middle of the field or hit them on the sidelines, which we did some of that. All right. Tyreek got loose for like a 20-some yarder on the sideline, tiptoed it in. That's what you want to see. All right. Threw a nice dart to Tyreek Hill in the middle as well, right between coverage. That's what you want to see. All right. Tua was efficient. He wasn't spectacular, but you didn't need him to be. They didn't ask him to be spectacular. The defense dictated that he wasn't going to get to be spectacular. You take what's there, you do what you need to do, and you live to fight another day. To me, on Wednesday, Dolphins won the day slightly. All right, because on their offense, they couldn't do much of anything. We did a little bit more than they did. And on the run defense, both our teams, nobody could run, all right, on the defenses. So I think we got a slight edge there, especially because we were able to fluster Tom Brady the way Tua wasn't being flustered. That means our offensive line is actually doing something right. I love that. It's not that we wasn't giving up no sacks. We gave up sacks, all right? But it wasn't as bad as it could have been, and as we've seen last year. Against the Chicago Bears last year, it was a sack every play. Like I kid you not. It was a sack every play. It was that bad. It wasn't this bad against Tampa. Now, they did have some injuries at wide receiver, by the way. They had some injuries at wide receiver. They had some prominent wide receivers, Godwin, Evans, that did not practice either day. So we didn't get their best. All right, and if we would have got their best, it would have probably been a little bit of a different story. But, I mean, if you're on the team, you're in the NFL for a reason. So, and if it was a game day and those two guys weren't out and we beat them, it is what it is. I mean, there's going to be times where our guys are going to be out. So there's no excuses either way. All right, there's no excuse. If we can't be like, oh, if only we had, then they can't be like, oh, if only we had. It just is what it is. Now, let's move on to Thursday, okay? Because if Wednesday was a all right day, Thursday wasn't no all right day. Thursday was that, okay, get your popcorn ready. We actually got ourselves a quarterback day. All right, Tua was on fire. He was throwing touchdowns like Oprah was giving cars, bro. Like he was just throwing them. Everybody gets a touchdown today. He threw in the waddle. It was a screen, but it was still there. He threw one to Gesicki that was called back. He threw one to Rivers in the back of the end zone. Craycraft in the back of the end zone. He threw in a waddle. That was nice. He was throwing touchdowns. Okay, love to see it. Love to see it. It was red zone day, so they were in the red area. So they were working from 30 yards down. It's not like he went down the field and got these touchdowns, but it doesn't matter. If you're working red zone, you want to come away with touchdowns. And against that defense, we came away with touchdowns. That's all I need to see. Ain't too many starters out on their defense now. The offense got starters out, but their defense ain't got too many starters out. We was going against first-team defense, and we was getting those touchdowns. Those touchdowns are legitimate, all right? Although we're not tackling to the ground, those touchdowns, they're legitimate touchdowns. I loved it. Best play of the day, Tyreek Hill crossed the middle for about 30 yards, plucked it straight out of the air. Beautiful. The pass was absolutely beautiful because it was complete anticipation. I don't see how Tua saw Tyreek Hill in that spot he was at, okay? Tyreek Hill is 5'7", 5'8". Tua's 6'1". You couldn't even see Tua when he threw the ball. So I'm not sure how he saw Tyreek, and it seemed like he possibly didn't. He threw it to a spot he knew Tyreek was going to be at. Tyreek put that hand up, got that ball, and that would have been a touchdown, all right? It would have been a touchdown for sure, because if Tyreek Hill hit the ground and nobody was there, he's gone, all right? You're not catching him. Beautiful pass, beautiful anticipation. Yes, the ball could have been a little bit more down. That means it wouldn't have been a one-hander, but he has to get it over the offensive line. So the ball's going to be a little bit high there, and it was still in play to where he could get his hands on it. Love it, love it, love it. Best play of the day. Let's talk about Skylar Thompson, all right? Because Skylar Thompson had a decent day both days. Obviously, Wednesday wasn't as good as Thursday, but on Thursday, he found a wide open tight end down the sideline. He threw a nice dart touchdown to another wide receiver. He was doing his dog thizzle, man. He was playing hard. He was going to get second team. He was doing his job. Why was he going to get second team? That's because Teddy Bridgewater was sorry on Wednesday, threw 2 interceptions on Wednesday. That ain't going to work. So you can sit down here, all right? Sit down next to us. All right, that's what the coach said. Just sit down next to us. All right, you ain't going to get no snaps on Thursday. And Skylar went and cooked. All right, Skylar went and cooked. He was cooking. Love to see it, all right, because he's going to get a lot of run come Saturday against Tampa. Don't seem like Tua I'm going to be playing, so that means I'm not going to the game because I was going to go see Tua. If Tua's not going to be playing, I'm not going to the game. I'd rather watch it at home. It's about an hour and a half drive anyway. Traffic, nighttime, got church in the morning on Sunday morning. He saved me about $100. I don't got to go watch the game at the stadium. I just watch it from the comfort of the crib. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I can go to sleep right away after the game, give me some good sleep before church. Now, Teddy Bridgewater was sorry. Skylar was not. That's good to see. How did our defense do against their offense, though? Now, I wish we got to see a redemptive Tom Brady. I don't even know if redemptive is a word, but anyway, a redemption from Tom Brady, okay? We didn't get to see that because Tom Brady was MIA. He might be dealing with some personal issues or whatever. He wasn't there on Thursday. So it was Trask and it was the other guy. I don't even know his name. Sorry about that. For y'all who care, all right? And it was somebody in the comments that aggravated me the other day, by the way. All right? Talking about like me pausing and saying and not knowing certain people and stuff like that, talking about, oh, be prepared if you go come. Bro, let me tell y'all something, man. I do this to be me, okay? I'm not trying to be professional. If I wanted to be a professional, I'd go try to get a job on TV. All right? I'm not on here to talk professional. I'm not on here to know every single player's name and pronunciation and all. I'm not here for all that. I'm here as a fan to give you a fan's perspective as a fan, okay? Like, I'm not trying to be a journalist. I'm not trying to be an expert or be a perfectionist in my words. And I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm not a language arts major or English major, none of that. I'm coming to you as a fan. That's it. So if you don't like my slang, you don't like the fact that I'm not professional, then go find somebody else to watch. Because I'm coming to you as a fan and as if we talking in the kitchen or in the living room. That's how I do my channel, okay? And I said that early on, but a lot of people haven't watched all my early videos. But I come to you guys as if we talking as family in the living room. That's how I talk. All right, so the way you hear me talk is the way I would be talking if we were in person about the Dolphins. That's how I do it, okay? If you got a problem with that because I'm not professional, then that's your problem. Go watch somebody else. All right, go watch somebody else who is professional because I'm not here to be professional. I'm not. All right, but anyway, I just had to put that out there. Let's move on. The defense didn't have Tom Brady to go against because he was mad on Wednesday. So I could just imagine how Tom Brady would be looking for redemption on Thursday. Didn't get to happen, all right, because he is out and we had to play these other quarterbacks. And these other quarterbacks didn't do much against us outside of one-on-ones. Now, one-on-ones, they ate. Except Trill Williams, by the way, getting a beautiful interception. And apparently Javon Holland got one as well, but I didn't see that one. But apparently he got one as well, and he's just balling. Like that's a Pro Bowler, all right? He's a Pro Bowl, all-pro safety at this point, in my opinion. It just hasn't happened yet, but he's that. He's that dude. He's him. Trill did his job. When it came to the pass game, defense wasn't letting up anything, all right? When it came to 11-on-11s, it wasn't much there. Now, what was there was the runs, and that part kind of threw me a little bit because we stopped the run on Wednesday, but on Thursday, Giovanni Bernard, and he's killed us in the past when he was with the Bengals, by the way. I remember a certain third down where he got the ball and ran it. It was like 3rd and 20, and he ran it for a touchdown on us. Anyway, and he made us look stupid too. Oh my goodness, like he was stopped in the backfield. He went this way. Then he went back around this way and went into the end zone for the But anyway, he killed us. He had like a 30-some yard run. Then another running back had like a 30-some yard touchdown, 40-some yard touchdown. Like, yo, what's going on? We was breaking contain. We didn't do as well against the run today. They had our number. But in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to getting points, we got way more points on the board than they did. All right? We had like 6 touchdowns to they're like maybe 1 or 2. That's great to see. That's great to see. And it shows that we belong. It shows that we're not that far behind these teams, these elite teams. We're still behind them, but we're not that far behind. And Tua is taking the next step. All right? No more of this, we need to see if he's even worth giving him the season on. Okay? Because some people were there. You don't need to be there no more. He's worth us checking out the season because the man is doing what he needs to do. Plain and simple, to be the starter of this team. Even if it was a quarterback controversy and he was competing with somebody else, he won the job. Just based on what I've seen so far. Now, you would like to see a preseason game before you say something like that. But I'm pretty confident in what I've seen from Tua so far in camp, especially going out to Tampa and not embarrassing himself. He ain't even throwing the interceptions in Tampa. That's what you want to see from him. He made bold throws on Thursday. That's what you want to see from him. Arm looked good. Ball placement was decent, okay? It wasn't perfect. It was decent, though. He was stepping up in the pocket. Didn't take too many sacks. That's what you want to see from Tua. Kept the offense rolling except for in the 2-minute drills where we couldn't get no points, but hopefully we'll work that out and figure that out because that's going to be a problem for us if we can't figure that out. By the way, when it comes to Wednesday, the 2-minute drill where at the end of the clock, they ran the ball on 3rd down, kept the clock running, had no timeouts left, then brought on the field goal unit, and we couldn't get the field goal off in time. I'm going to say that was done on purpose. Because if it wasn't done on purpose, then McDaniel's going to need to hand that responsibility of knowing what to do in that moment to somebody else. Like we've heard of coaches giving the responsibility of the red flag, for example, the challenge flag, to another coach. He might want to give time management to another coach because if he wasn't doing that on purpose to see what it would look like rushing the field goal unit out and getting set before the clock expires, if that's not what he was trying to simulate, then we got a problem. okay? Because there's no way you should be running the football when you don't got no timeouts left, thinking you're going to be able to get the field goal done on fourth down. Like, the clock was stopped. The only play there is either to the end zone. If you don't want to do that, you try to get something short to the outside, get out of bounds, so you can kick the field goal on fourth down. There's no way you're running on third down. You know you ain't got no timeouts left. That's not happening. All right, it's not happening. So I'm going to assume he wanted to do that so he could see them run off, so he has that on tape so he can coach it better. That's the only thing I could think of there. All right, now I'm about to close this video out. Tua is looking good, guys. He's looking good. Go watch it for yourself. TD has all of practice up from Thursday. Go watch it. Go watch what Tua did for yourself. Go analyze it. Go psychoanalyze it if you want. The man looks good. There's nothing else to say here. Yes, we don't know if he's our quarterback of the future yet, but it looks promising. All right, it looks like we could win with this quarterback. There's some things that need to work themselves out still, but it looks like we can win with this quarterback, and the offensive line is not letting up a whole bunch of pressures, guys. They're not doing it. Now, against us, they let up a little bit more pressures, but against them, against Tampa, they didn't let up a lot of pressures. Austin Jackson was doing his job. You don't even hear about Liam Eichenberg. That's great. All right. Hunt. The only person you're hearing about is Connor Williams, and that's due to snapping. Snapping is horrible. All right, now on the run offense, on Thursday, we couldn't run the football at all on Thursday, where on Wednesday we could run a little bit. On Thursday we couldn't run. That's a little bit concerning. Hopefully it's just them working certain things out, but when it comes to pass blocking, we're doing our job. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. Love y'all. I'll be back on Saturday for a preview, possibly. If not, if I don't do a preview, which I may not do a preview, may not be a reason to do one, then you'll just see me for the review, all right, and the recap of the game. So I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.